Hey beautiful people, and welcome back to my channel. I hope y'all are doing great today. I am getting there. If you didn't see my community post, then you have no clue that I finally got my COVID shot, and that thing laid me out. Like it laid me out. So this week was supposed to be like a week of reviews. Like you're supposed to get 3 different reviews this week, but you go open in bed. I've basically slept all week. Like I've gotten like DMs and stuff like, Brie, are you okay? And I'm like, yeah, I'm good. Like I'm asleep. Like I didn't feel like I was dying. I didn't feel like so horrible that I was like crying my eyes out or anything. I was just asleep, you know? And with my endo, like I deal with a lot of fatigue anyway. So if my body tells me to sleep, I just sleep. Like I don't try to fight it anymore. I've gotten to the point where I realize it does nothing for me except make it worse. So when my body tells me to sleep, I sleep. But anyway, today I wanted to come in and do this video because I've been getting a lot of questions about my hair routine. And really like my routine for the most part hasn't changed. I've been getting a lot of questions about hair growth, and like it's like I tell you guys all the time, like my hair is always growing. It's always growing. I just don't subscribe to this idea that you have to stretch your hair out into oblivion to be accepted. Like I don't care that I have shrinkage, and I don't feel like I should have to care about having shrinkage to appease the masses. Like just because you don't like certain things about your hair doesn't mean I should, you know what I'm saying? I embrace my shrinkage, and when I do stretch it, it's for the purposes of like not allowing my hair to overly tangle. And I know sometimes people get frustrated with me because it like I'm very like stern about this when people ask me these questions, because I'm not somebody who's out here trying to sell y'all a dollar in a dream. I just don't believe in that. Like I'm never going to be that person that every single video is, this is going to grow your hair and this is going to grow your hair and a new hair growth thing and a new hair growth thing. Like I'm not that person. The majority of us have been in this community long enough to know that there's no one hair product that's going to grow your hair. Products don't make your hair grow. And the best thing you can do is be consistent and try to avoid breakage so that you can retain length. General healthy hair practices are going to allow your hair to do what it needs to do, and it's going to allow it to flourish. Anyone trying to sell you that stuff is doing just that. They're just trying to sell you that stuff. And I'm not somebody that's going to do that to y'all. I don't believe in it. I would rather have like 10 subscribers than be out here selling y'all a bunch of lies and BS. Like I would. like if that's what it has to be, then that's just what it's going to have to be, because I'm not here for it. All I'm going to say is this: all the people that subscribe to that stuff when it comes to trying to give y'all a new hair growth this and new hair growth that every week, they've never had an issue growing long hair. They've just always continued to use poor hair care practices, and that's why they've had to big chop and shit like that 5,000 times. And that's for every single person that I've ever seen. Like, poor hair care is poor hair care, and poor hair care is going to tear your shit up. It just is what it is. But most of these people have never had issues growing long hair. They've probably had long hair before they went natural, and they were able to achieve long hair after they went natural. They just weren't able to maintain the health of it because they were using poor hair care practices. And that's just the God's honest truth. Okay. So I have been getting a lot of questions about things that like I have seen how my hair is just genuinely 100% like moisturized all the time. Like this is an 8-day wash and go, right? And it's still super moisturized. I've been in bed, but like I've had it in a bonnet, and it's just really healthy and happy. And I feel like I really have just like gotten into that space where my hair is truly at an equilibrium. And I'm not someone who's going around changing my routine every 2 seconds. I don't have 5,000 different hair care routines, but when it comes to 3 different things that I have been doing so far, I think these are like 3 different things that have really like solidified the success of my wash and goes and my ability to maintain moisture in my hair. So without further ado, if you are interested in seeing the 3 things that have been complete wash and go game changers, and just keep on watching. So the first thing that I stopped doing that I feel has genuinely helped my hair is I have stopped air drying. Not 100% completely, but there was a point in my hair journey, and you guys have seen this throughout the duration of my channel, that I'll be like, I'm just gonna go air dry and I'll be back, you know? And I would air dry all day. I would go to work with wet hair sometimes. I would spend the whole day with wet hair. And most of the time, depending on the product, my hair would air dry relatively quickly, you know? But it was always like this section right here, which I've told you guys is like my most coarse section. And the densest part of my hair. Densest? Most dense? What is grammar? My mom is a teacher. I should not be struggling with this. I have degrees. But anyway, it right here is relatively dense. So I do have like a bonnet dryer attachment, and at this point I do think I'm going to be getting like a regular hooded dryer, just because my hair, she drop in, all that good stuff. And so when I was frequently air drying my hair, it's not that I would say that my hair wasn't healthy per se, but I do feel like frequently air drying my hair, one, prevented a lot of products from setting properly. And I think this is really what it comes down to with my wash and goes. And I think what it comes down to for a lot of people, especially with some of the more popular products like Uncle Funky's Daughter Curly Magic and Kinky Curly Curling Custard, Camille Rose Curl Maker, while those are wonderful holding agents, they also still have a lot of humectants. And when I really started to think about it, I was like, okay, so if I know my hair is very reactive when it comes to the moisture in the air, why am I going outside with wet hair with products that have hella humectant, and they don't, like, and I'm getting upset because they don't set? And I found that really properly setting my hair, one, has allowed me to retain more moisture, but it also allows me to get the most out of my products. If the product never completely sets, then you're never going to get the longevity out of that holding product to begin with, because it's already soft. It never really set. It never did what it was supposed to do. The only con I have with the bonnet dryer is that my hair, like I said, it's dropping a lot now when it's actually wet. It's sitting right here on my shoulders. So when I put the bonnet dryer on my head, it will kind of scrunch my hair up into kind of like a weird, like a little mushroom. So because of that, that kind of forces me to have to stretch my hair a little bit, because it literally bunches all of my ends up together. And that's not what I want. Like, I don't want my detangling process to be too much. That's definitely like been a game changer for me. I feel like it really just has changed the way I appreciate products. And I think it has, to me, helped with like moisture retention as well. So especially with not having like all that humectant just out in the air mixing before it even has a chance to set, I feel like that has really personally helped me. So that's my first one, is not air drying frequently. I have really been sticking to using my dryer and making sure that my products are set in my hair properly so I can have like the best wash and go possible. All right, the next one. My clarifying sessions are not what they used to be. And I'm sure if you've been paying attention to a lot of my videos lately, you already know this and you know what I'm going to say. But for the longest time, I was doing probably what a lot of people were doing, in that I would clarify my hair and then just move on to deep conditioning. Like, I would just go ahead and deep condition my hair. And I don't know why I would do this, because like my stylist wouldn't do this. Like, I always say this, like, if you wouldn't pay somebody to do this, then why would you do it at home? You know what I'm saying? I feel like we don't stick to that enough. Like, if I wouldn't pay someone to do it, if I went to a stylist and I was mad because they did it, then like, you see what I'm saying? But these days I have been using a clarifying shampoo and then going in with a moisturizing shampoo before I move on to my conditioning steps. And y'all, listen, you guys know I love washing my hair. I am a wash your damn hair stan. Like, if I'm going to tell you to do anything, it's clean your hair. I'm sick of people telling y'all that you shouldn't be shampooing your hair. Stop listening to them. Stop. It's all lies. Okay, anyway. So you guys know I love cleansing my hair. I love having different types of cleansers. I love having different levels of cleansing steps because sometimes my hair is really dirty and sometimes it's like, she's looking really good for everything I've been doing. But when I used to clarify, I would just clarify and then move on to my conditioning. And it took so much time to detangle. A lot of times I felt like the conditioning step had a lot of work to do in terms of getting my hair back to being reset. And that's because I wasn't using a moisturizing shampoo after. And when you start doing this, like it changes the game and it changes the way you think about clarifying. And especially if you are somebody who struggles with detangling your hair, when you do clarify your hair, this is definitely a step that I feel you need to be implementing. My number one clarifier right now has been the Wash Day Delight by Carol's Daughter. So I will go in with that, give myself a nice little clarification step, and then I will go in with a moisturizing shampoo. Pretty much any of my shampoos that say moisturizing shampoos on them, but moisturizing shampoos are going to have a really nice combination of oils. There's going to be mild conditioners in there that are going to be deposited on the hair once you rinse it out. So it's gonna wash the dirt away and it's going to deposit light conditioners, things like that on your hair. So one that I like doing this with is the Pattern Beauty shampoo, the original one. That's a really great moisturizing shampoo to use afterward. The Adwoa shampoo is a really great shampoo to use after clarifying your hair. There are so many. For this wash day, I use the Curl Origin Marula and Quinoa Uplifting Shampoo to use as my moisturizing shampoo step after clarifying. And it makes such a difference. It makes my hair so much easier to maneuver through. But the moisture that's in my hair without having to add anything else, actually seeing that and feeling that and being able to tangibly acknowledge that, it's a game changer. Like, it has really changed the moisture levels in my hair. And I think that's another part of why my hair is so, my hair just naturally shrinks up. I have like a good 70 to 75% shrinkage, okay? And it's always been like that since I went natural. But I feel like that's just been even more enhanced. My curls just have looked juicier without having to do a lot of work. And that's why I always say, like, the things you do at the start of your wash day are really going to change the direction in which you have to go in your hair care routine. And that's why I said, like, there are a lot of times where I'm just like, I don't even need to use a leave-in. I'm just gonna go ahead and put this gel in my hair and go. And I know a lot of people feel some type of way about that, but like, I can have a preference of using a leave-in conditioner, but it's nice to know that I don't have to. And what I'm saying is, when you're doing everything you need to be doing in the beginning stages, you can achieve that level of natural moisture in your hair to where you don't have to add all this extra stuff in between. Like I said, I'm trying to like streamline my process. And so those days where I don't feel like doing all of that, you know, leave-in and oil and all that extra stuff, I can just put in like a nice light botanical gel and go. And there are gels out there that have sufficient enough moisture if your hair already has a great moisture foundation before you even move on to that step, you know? Once I do that and I do a deep conditioner, I mean, my curls are just so luscious and so like plush, just so good, you know? So that has really been a great game-changing step for me, especially Also, like I said, in terms of the moisture, that moisture retention, I feel like these days my hair has just been so nice and luscious and plush no matter what. And I think that these first two things are really what have contributed to that out of anything else. And then the last one. Y'all know I have been going to bed the same way for years. I have a couple of like week in my wash days on the channel. I will link them up here. And for the most part, none of that has really changed. But with how soft my hair naturally is, and for a while, the length I was at, I would tie my hair up in basically bandana style. So I would take my clips, I would clip my hair back here and here, tie it up with, you know, my scarf and go to bed. That was how I would sleep. And I've slept like that for the longest. I was never really a fan of anything else. I don't do pineappling because basically what it does is it stretches out all the hair at the bottom, and then my front pieces look like this. So all the hair just be down here stringy and everything. And it gives like business in the front, party in the back vibes, and I'm not with it. And for the longest time, I didn't like sleeping with a bonnet. But over time, I was like, we've come a long way with bonnets, you know? And the bonnets that I had back in the day weren't cutting it for my hair. They made me look like Toad from Mario Kart when I took my hair out. It would just be a smushed mess. Well, we don't have that anymore. And I've been going to bed with bonnets, and I feel like my hair has been preserved so much better. Now, this may be such a simple thing for people, but it's like I say, like when it comes to figuring out your best nighttime routine, you can't necessarily do what everybody else is doing. And I feel like, especially for me, like being someone who has really soft, for the most part, fine strands, that I really had to kind of make things up for myself, because doing what everybody else was doing was not getting me where I wanted to go. And I was having to refresh or restyle every single day, simply because of the way I was wearing my hair at night. And so when I found something that worked, I just stuck with it. But as my hair has been growing out, I'm finding that I just don't like the shape of it. And you can probably notice in a lot of my older videos before I started using my bonnet, you can see kind of that separation back here, where I would tie my scarf. And so these pieces would be longer and this piece would be kind of scrunched up in the back. Or I would have pieces that would hang really, really long, because even in me trying not to, I would get them tied up in the scarf. And so those pieces would just be sitting on my neck randomly, you know? And that was annoying as hell. I hate feeling my hair touch my neck. It drives me crazy. I hate it. So these are the two bonnets that I have. This one is from Glow by Day. I do have a link below that you can use. It is an affiliate link, just so you do know. But they have a sale every week, y'all. So definitely check them out. You can shop through my link. If you do, it really supports the channel. But I love this bonnet, and I plan on getting a couple more. I like that this is adjustable, so it's really, you know, easy on my skin. And there's a fair amount of room in here. It doesn't smush my hair all up into one clump. So that's what I really enjoy about this. If I'm trying to maintain some type of stretch that I've already put in my hair for whatever reason, then I go for the Main Choice bonnet. Now, I feel like I've discovered that we've all been suffering in silence using this bonnet, because it's tight. Like it will squeeze out all of your memories, all of your thoughts. Like your synapses might stop firing for a minute when you put this on your head. A lot of you guys said you took the elastic out. I will probably end up doing that. Someone said to take the elastic out and then run ribbon through it so you can just tie it. And I will probably do that, because I love the size of the bonnet. It's huge. Like, it's huge. And I love that, especially if I'm doing like bantu knots or, you know, different set styles, and I don't want to have to tie them up, you know. This fits all of it, and it keeps everything preserved so well. So these two have been a savior for me. A lot of y'all might be like, Bree, you're late, but I mean, I had to do what I had to do, because for the longest, like, the bonnets were not, they just weren't working for me. So you do what you had to do to make it work, right? But now I have really great high quality options for, you know, from when I first went natural. And so now bonnets are my life. Don't tell Monique, bonnets are my life. It's definitely helped me preserve my hair more. And I feel like having a really nice silk or satin bonnet is really going to help you in terms of moisture retention as well. Okay, guys, so those are the 3 biggest wash and go game changers for me. I feel like all 3 of these things have really helped me in terms of moisture retention, and that's really what it is about, trying to keep that lasting wash and go. And it's just overall helped me in preserving my styles and getting my products to perform how I feel they should. I feel like all of this really helps. If I had to say, like, all of these are top notch, but the first 2, you know, drying your hair with the dryer and making sure you have that 2-step clarifying session, 2 have really been like the main things that have truly just helped me get this equilibrium. Like, I feel like my hair is truly at equilibrium, and I feel like that is a bigger thing to boast about than, oh my God, I figured out how to make my hair grow long. Like, no, you didn't. Your hair just grows long. Like, it's genetics, boo. Genetics. Like, I'm never going to come on here and try to sell you guys a hair growth thing, because my hair has always grown. I do have issues sometimes with my endometriosis. It can cause excessive shedding and things like that, but it's always grown back, and I've never really had an issue. So I'm never going to try to sell y'all that. And if I do, just slap me. Just pick up a brick and hit me, because y'all gonna know that I really just did lose my mind. Okay. So yeah, I hope that these 3 tips help you. I know that in this community, we're always looking for ways to better our journeys, ways to better our hair, and sometimes we feel like our routines are great, but they may still not be as great as we feel like they could. I feel like these are the 3 things that have really helped me move on from being like cool to being great. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think about these tips, and what are some of the things that you have changed in your natural hair care routine that you feel like have really just made your hair pop. Like, you feel like, I did this and I've cracked the code, you know? Let me know down below, because I love hearing new tips from you guys, and I love seeing you guys help each other out in the comment section. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. Next week, we're going to have lots of product reviews. That Trey Luxe video that was supposed to go up this week is going up next week. So if you've been waiting on that, I'm sorry. I wanted it to be perfect. I'm such a perfectionist. So that's going to be up next week, as well as some other really great reviews. So thank you guys so much for watching. I love you, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.